So today we'll be doing the speed test comparison between the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max on the left. These are both latest and greatest from the Apple itself. iPhone 17 being the cheapest one and the iPhone 17 Pro Max being the most and the best phone from the Apple itself. So on the right we get to see the 8 GB of RAM with the 8 with the A19 chip, and on the left we get to see the A19 Pro with the 12 gigs of RAM. Now the Apple have boost of the RAM this time. We just go ahead and just dive into the test itself. So we'll just go ahead and just boot up the devices first, and we'll see like whether there is actually any difference in between those in these two phones or not. So both were like pretty much similar, I would just say. And I'll just go ahead and just unlock these devices, and we will just start the test itself. So both phones are logged in properly, and we just start the test with the easier apps on the processor, and then we'll be just moving towards the gaming, and then finally we'll be just doing the test, running some benchmark tests on the phones itself. We'll just try to keep all apps open, and we'll see like how much difference is there in terms of the killing app in the background. So we just launch the app and we don't close that one. So we'll just start the test with the calendar. Very similar results. Now we'll open the calculator. Uh, I would just preferably give a tie slightly faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and then we'll just open the clock. Very similar, but animation feels a little bit smoother on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I felt a little bit of lag on the iPhone 17, but that was like a tie almost. Now we just open the camera. Mm, I would want to just give this one a try. So both are like the essentially same lenses on these both phones. The selfie camera, and then now we just go ahead and just launch the Pinterest. Okay, faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now we just go ahead and just launch the App Store. Okay, faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and now we just open the InShot. Mm, very similar. I would just give this one a try. Now we just go ahead and just open the Google Chrome. Okay, very much similar. Now we just go ahead and just launch some website over here, and we'll see which one is the first one to open. Uh, let's open some website. Okay, so faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and we just go ahead and just maybe open something else like. Okay, so it was faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and now we just go ahead and just try to scroll. Very similar experience. Both are 120 hertz display. Very much similar experience you'll get on these both phones. Now this time the iPhone 17 is the sweet spot, being that they have just improved the screen. Like honestly, I didn't like the 60 hertz display on the 16. So if you're coming from the 16 to 17, so that will be a great upgrade with regards to the screen itself. Now just go ahead, just launch the speed test on this one. So very much similar. I'll just go ahead and just launch the speed test itself now, and we'll see which one has better speeds. And now we just start the test on the iPhone 17. So we are seeing very slightly better speeds on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but it's kind of a very negligible kind of a speed difference when it comes to the upload. But yeah, there is an difference in speed in these both phones. Slight better speeds you're just getting on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now we just go ahead and just open the YouTube. Okay, faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. We just go ahead and just launch the Amazon now. Okay, faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and now we just go ahead and just launch the Expedia. Okay, faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now we just go ahead and just launch some games, and we'll see like how this one both performs with regards to that one. So one, two, three, go. Okay, so iPhone 17 Pro Max very slightly better than the iPhone 17. Now we just go ahead and just launch the Temple Run 2. Okay, very slightly faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now we just go ahead and just launch the Blood Strike. Faster on the iPhone 17, I would just say, but they both landed on a different page. And now we just launch the Call of Duty. I would just probably let's see and wait which one opens first. So I think iPhone 17 Pro Max did open first. Now we just launch the PUBG Mobile. Okay, so faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And we'll just see now the Asphalt Legends Unite. Let's open this one. And we see which one opens this one first. So, oh, so iPhone 17 was the first one to open this one. I think with the same ID, you can not open like the same game like Asphalt Legends Unite on the two iPhones. So that's what just not allowing this one to open. So yeah, I would just give this one a tie for the time being. Now we just launched the CSR Racing 2, and we'll see like which ones open this one first. And let's see which one. I'm seeing like the screen is very nice on the iPhone 17. Like I couldn't find a difference in these both screens. Okay, so it was slightly faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and the 120 hertz it's like doing its job pretty much nicely. Now we just launch the Car X Highway, and we'll see which one open this one first. So I think the iPhone 17 Pro Max is leading the way, and we're still waiting for this one to load. And yeah, so iPhone 17 Pro Max slightly faster. And then we just go ahead and just launch the Viking Rise. So we just see which one does better. So iPhone 17 Pro Max was the first one to open. Still it's loading. Yeah, it was iPhone 17 Pro Max, very closely followed by the iPhone 17. Now we just go ahead and just launch the Destiny Rising over here. One, two, three, go. And we see which one performs better. Or you can say faster. So let's see. So slightly faster on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and now we just see like obviously 8 GB versus 12 gigs of RAM, and we'll see like which one has retained better in terms of not killing the apps before we move into the test further. So we will start with the calendar. I think calculator is also open, and calendar clock is open. Let's see camera. I think camera got closed because I just did the front camera. Pinterest, yeah, it is open. App Store, it is open. InShot is open. Chrome is open, and speed test is also open. As we can see, the test is there. YouTube is there. Okay, Amazon is there. Expedia is there. Subway Surf got closed. Temple Run is open. Blood Strike got closed. Call of Duty got closed. PUBG is open. Asphalt is open. CSR Racing is open. CarX Highway is open. Viking Rise is open. Destiny Rise is open. So very nicely done. Like iPhone is not like the 17 Pro Max is didn't kill the apps as it used to do in previously. So the 12 gigs of RAM is just coming handy. Now we just check the 8 gigs RAM of the iPhone 17. Now the calendar is open, calculator is open, clock is open, camera got closed like iPhone 17 Pro Max, Pinterest is open, App Store is open, InShot is open, Chrome is open, the speed test is open, YouTube is open, Amazon feed got renewed, Expedia got closed, Subway Surf got closed, Temple Run got closed, Blood Strike got closed, Call of Duties is open, I think, but PUBG got closed, Asphalt got closed, CSR Racing, uh, I think it got closed, yes. CarX Highway got closed, Viking Rise is open, Destiny Rising is open. Now from this we can see like on the 8 GB version, which is the iPhone 17, it's still like very much towards killing off apps in the background. Like it's very aggressively killing once it's compared to the 17 Pro Max of 12 gigs of RAM. So I think Apple have just optimized in a way the 17 Pro Max that it's not so much killing apps in the background, so that 12 gigs of RAM is handy. And I think Apple did give a little bit leverage, I mean a lot of leverage, than when compared to the 8 gigs RAM of the iPhone 17, which in terms is like quite better. Now we just go ahead and just close all the apps on these both phones, and we will now run the benchmark test on these both phones. So we'll just close all the apps. Now I'm not sure like how to close like all the apps together in one go, but yeah, that's how we used to do in Apple, rather than if there's something a close button down there, so we can just close it from the bottom itself like Androids. So yeah, there's no apps running in the background right now. Now we just go ahead and just launch the Geekbench 6 over here, and we'll see the performance differences on these both phones. So we'll start with the first the CPU benchmark test over here, and we'll just go ahead and run the CPU benchmark test on these both phones. So the test has been finished on the iPhone 17 Pro Max with 3748 of single core score and 9713 of multi-core score. And the test has also been finished on the iPhone 17, which is 3455 single core with 8878 of multi-core score. So which is kind of a very decent, like it's very close to what the iPhone 17 Pro Max is, like very close by in the single core, I would just say. And obviously slight, I mean a lot of difference on the multi-core score still, but it's still, the score is pretty much nice. we just go ahead and just launch now the GPU benchmark test, and we'll see like how this one performs. So we just do the GPU benchmark test. So the test has been finished on the iPhone 17 Pro Max with a GPU Metal score of 46175, and on the iPhone 17 the GPU Metal score is 37453. So there's a lot of difference with respect to the GPU on these both phones, and obviously the iPhone 17 Pro Max has a better GPU. And now we just go ahead and just launch the 3D mark test on these both, so we have a better idea of which one performs better. We'll just go ahead and just launch the Wild Extreme, Wildlife Extreme. We just go ahead and just start the test, and we'll see which one performs better. So I'm just seeing frame FPS around 35 in a 4K rendering, and the iPhone 17 is like is still yet to start the test. So the frame rate is like around like 42 FPS on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and the display is pretty much nice. I would just say the colors and everything feels pretty much nice in 4K. Now the FPS I'm noticing on the iPhone 17 now, it is like in the 4K rendering, it's obviously lesser than I'm seeing around 32, like between 25 to 32. So test has been finished on the iPhone 17 Pro Max with the overall score of 5592. The average frame rate is around 33.5 fps. The battery is 75% and remain on the 75%. The minimum frame rate is like 21 and up to the 45 to be the maximum. And we'll just wait ahead for the iPhone 17 to finish the test, and we'll just compare the results. Obviously the iPhone 17 Pro Max has a better CPU and the GPU, so it's expected that you will be just getting better experience out of it. So there's a lot of difference when it comes to the overall score on the iPhone 17, which is 4361 with the average frame rate of 26.1 fps, and the battery remain from 70% to 70, and the frame rates like minimum are 17, and that goes all the way up to 35 fps. So obviously it's like with regards to performance wise, is you're just throwing heavy rendering or GPU intensive tasks on these both phones. So iPhone 17 Pro Max would be the choice if you want the best of the best from the Apple itself. But this time, like in my opinion, the best choice would be if you're not bothered with a third camera. So iPhone 17 is the biggest upgrade if you're just coming from the iPhone 16 last year. Now it has the 120 FPS display, which is quite an upgrade in terms of like from 60 hertz, which we had last year. That adds up so much to the experience of the phone itself. Like it's kind of an enhancement, which is like I would just say it's very important for because you just interact with the phone itself, and it's the first point of interact with the phone is with the phone, yeah. And now if we compare, so the price have also remained almost same, along with the you're just getting better features, and even the minimum storage has been improved to 256 GB instead of 128 GB, which is I think quite a good value for money in terms of all the lineup that has been launched this year from Apple. iPhone 17 is like the best choice, or you can say best bang for your buck. However, if you want best of the best, so iPhone 17 Pro Max is still there. It is obviously have improved. The design have been improved. The design is kind of a subjective, but in terms of like once you touch these both devices, uh, iPhone 17 Pro Max is slightly cooler than the iPhone 17, mainly because it has slightly better thermals on the iPhone 17, 15 Pro Max due to uh, the aluminum frame that they have used, and it has a better, like a bigger chassis, so that dissipates heats much more better than a compact chassis. Obviously the A19 is a very capable chip. It's still like it's very powerful chip. It can compete with the best chips in the market right now. And when it comes to like day-to-day usage, you wouldn't notice like any difference in terms of either of the phone, like making phone, like making calls, playing games and everything, unless you're just comparing side by side. Like I always feel like devices have came so much to the maturity that there's very little room is left like in terms of the improvement. But yeah, the iPhone 17 really needed an improvement this time, which Apple has given, like with the 120 hertz of refresh rate and 256 GB of minimum storage. At this price point, I would just say that's kind of the best deal you want to grab. And yeah, if you want the best of the best, so obviously the iPhone 17 Pro Max is there. So that's all for today. If you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments. And please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.